Hey, welcome to the Create a Life That Is Beautiful podcast. I'm your host, Leticia Ringe, and this is the space to be for high vibe people looking to create a beautiful life and business. Let's do this. Welcome back to the podcast, my beautiful friends. I am Leticia Ringe, your host, and it is such a pleasure to be here with you all today. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be here today because I've actually tried to record this episode a number of times and my mic was not working. But here we are, the mic is working, and I am ready to dive into all of the things with you all today. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has joined us for Holistic Business Month. I have actually completed 6 trainings over the last 2 weeks, and they've been so fun to pop in and share a little bit about my slice of the world when it comes to business. And I have absolutely adored all of your energy and contributions to the conversations we've been having over there. We've spoken about being you in business and using human design to find alignment and build a business that is aligned for you. We've spoken about coming up with a holistic strategy for your business that once again is unique and aligned for you. We've also spoken about leading your business using your inner voice so that you don't need to make difficult decisions mentally. You can use your inner voice for absolutely everything, which really alleviates a lot of the confusion and mind drama so many of us business owners find ourselves in. And on that note, we've also spoken a lot about mindset, my up-to-date, most recent mindset tools for really supporting myself, my clients, and everybody in my community to up-level self-trust and also allow the mind to be the mind in business, which again is what that fight that we have with ourselves, that is what makes business feel hard. So if I can offer you any tools to really help you to soften that fight, to really drop the fight as much as possible, I know that that's going to help you create a sustainable business and also have you step into your power. And finally, of course, we wrapped up this experience talking about cyclical business, how this supports you to step into your full creative power, how you can work with your menstrual cycle and your hormonal cycle, regardless of who you are, to build a business that is aligned with your actual physical energy, and how you can use these principles to manifest with ease and create sustainably in your business. So it's been so exciting. And then added to all of these wonderful trainings that I have delivered, we also have had workshops by special guests who are all of my incredible clients, supporting you with holistic practices to support you as the CEO and human being behind your business. So we're about halfway through those workshops, and the rest will be happening over the next 2 weeks. So for all of the trainings and workshops we've done so far, we're actually going to keep them around in Holistic Business Month until the end of the month. So if you're listening to this episode and you're like, what? Wait, I've missed all of this. When was this happening? Or perhaps you've already signed up and registered for Holistic Business Month, but you've been finding yourself quite busy and you haven't created space to make the most of all of these wonderful trainings and workshops available to you all at no cost to you, then use this as your invitation to come and join us, because all of the replays are there. In fact, we've made it super easy for you. So when you do sign up for Holistic Business Month, you're going to receive a welcome email from me that includes the links to each of the replays for the workshops and trainings we've done so far. And then for all of the ones that are still to come up, you'll have the details of when they're happening live, so that if you can join live, I highly recommend you do, because the energy transmission and the opportunity to have access to live coaching is just so incredibly powerful. Plus, you then become part of that creation, that co-creation, that collaboration, and your questions and your reflections and your comments and your support of the person delivering the workshop and of the people who are attending makes for this really wonderful experience that we can all benefit from. So that's why I wanted to say thank you to everybody who has been a part of Holistic Business Month, because it is the experience it has become because of your involvement. So know that even if you've just been a quiet bystander, observing and taking it all in, but not contributing in a more active way, your energy there still matters. And I want to thank you all for being there in the way that works for you. So you can still come and join us at leticiaringe.com/holistic business month. And I'm really excited to continue hearing all of your feedback over there. All right, my beautiful friends. So today I actually wanted to use this episode to bring you behind the scenes on some of the results that my clients have been creating this year in 2021. I know that when you hear the stories of other people just like you who are building their businesses, who are coaches and transformation entrepreneurs, who are doing a lot of things for the first time in their businesses, I know that you hearing those stories is going to support you even more than hearing my stories about my successes and results and experiences from my business. So today my inner voice really guided me to sit down and share some of the results and stories around those results that have been coming through for my clients. And please know as well that the experiences that I witness in my clients is also so incredibly important for me as well, and my business journey, to learn more about what really works for people, to really recognize what is working for myself. And so it's my honor to work with these incredible people and to be able to then share some of what I am seeing and picking up with all of you here. And if you are not yet one of my beautiful clients, but one day are hoping to be, I am so excited to also learn from your experience too. Because here's the thing, it doesn't actually matter what our results are. It doesn't matter what the outcomes are. It doesn't actually matter what we create. What matters is that we are able to see and recognize and learn from the experiences that we're having. My intention for all of you is that you're able to create whatever you want. All we have to do is be willing to ask for it, and that the way you create it is in a way that really makes you feel good throughout the process. I want you to feel fulfilled. I want you to feel aligned. I want you to feel free. And I want you to feel like this is the path that I have chosen. And I am so proud of myself for choosing this path. And all of that takes place through the intention that we begin and carry through our journey of being in business. And at any point when we find ourselves off that path or off the way that you want to feel along the path, all that we need is to become aware that that is where we are and that that's totally okay, and to learn from the experience we're having so that we can come back into the path. Now, the beautiful thing is the more we occupy the energy that we want to be in, which is usually the energy that we think we're going to be in when we create the results that we want. So when we actually choose to occupy that energy right now in our business, along the journey, rather than waiting for the result, which may or may not bring about that energy, when we focus on infusing our life with this energy now, and it's not something to be perfect at, you will still enjoy the energy of other kinds of energy that you don't necessarily want to be in, and that is not impacting ultimately the energy that you do spend aligned with the energy that you actually do want to be in. It's just beautiful contrast, right? It's like your GPS that's telling you, oh, okay, now I'm a little bit off the path that I know I want to be on. So this is my sign just to go a little bit back this way. And all of that's perfect. Because you take some detours, it doesn't mean that you won't get to where you want to go, and it doesn't mean that your journey can't be what you want it to be anymore. So I just want you to know that wherever you are right now in your business is perfect. You are exactly where you are, and the results that you want will come and more And what you're actually going to care about is that you enjoyed the journey along the way. So let's make sure that is actually what we're focusing on, because that is also what is going to bring those results that you want to you in the highest possible way for you and your beautiful business. Okay, so let's talk about some of the results that my beautiful clients have been creating in 2021. And you know what? We can also talk about 2020. So we've had some beautiful people have over $20,000 launches. One client had a 20K launch the very first time implementing the way that I approach sharing our offers. She had so much resistance to doing that at the time and ended up absolutely loving the process. And as always, we focused on the practical steps to take, but more importantly, on aligning her energy and her mindset. And that ended up being something that activated something she actually really loved. So that resistance, she later learned, was actually calling her into her power. And now she has uncovered another way of showing up in her business that actually feels really easeful and fun, and is also incredibly effective for creating clients. I love this example because as a coach, you will have your clients try to convince you of why they shouldn't do the thing that you've spoken about doing. And they can be very convincing if you believe them. A great coach is going to know that what they're saying isn't necessarily true, right? Especially where it's timed in a launch process or some other very vulnerable time within the business journey. And so your job as a coach is to keep encouraging them just to explore. Let's just see how this goes. Let's just see what happens. Because through the experience, they'll ultimately be able to learn something from that, which they cannot do if they don't simply try. Right? So my client ended up having an incredible 20K launch and she enjoyed the process. She loved it. And now she knows exactly how to do that again and again and again. We also had another one of our incredible clients who had over a 20K launch for her first group program. And she really followed her unique approach to business. She understands the way that I recommend sharing and launching something, and she took that and put her own unique spin on it. And this is what I love about the way that I encourage people to do business. When I work with my clients, we really start off looking at your human design, looking at what we actually know about your business so far. I ask some key questions that I know will really get you to the heart of being clear on what it is you're actually selling and who you're selling it to and what actually works for you. And from this really beautiful process of inquiry, we're able to then take out the pieces that matter most for you and then use that to create your own unique approach to business. I really believe that this is one of my superpowers. And as I see then my clients implementing this and trusting themselves, it is truly such an honor to have the gift of witnessing that process. And this was exactly the case for my client here with launching her group program. She trusted herself. She followed what felt right for her. She followed her inspiration. And even though there was some resistance at moments throughout that journey, she continued to move forward in the right aligned timing for her. And that is so incredibly awesome. We've also had so many examples of our clients being fully booked after doing a launch for the first time in the way that I teach. And again, this is so amazing. And now what fully booked means is different to each person that I work with. Many of my clients also have a job, and so what is fully booked to them and for them is going to be different to other people. Some of my clients are projectors, or they feel like they've only got a certain amount of hours for how many one-to-ones that they might want to do or how many people they want to allow into a program. And so whatever their fully booked is going to be relevant to their energy, because this is the way that I teach business. So I help my clients find a way to build their business, to choose a business model that will be based on your energy available. So our pricing will reflect this. How many people you let into a program will reflect this. And it's just one of the most fun things to do is really help people create an intentional business model from the ground up so that you're not burnt out in business and you truly are creating something that is perfectly and intentionally designed for you. So it's been so cool to see so many of my clients try this process that I teach them for the first time and to have really incredible results. For some people, it's been the first time that they've ever shown up in their business this way. For some, it's also been the first time ever that they have shown up in their business, that they've shared their offer. For others, they have shared their offers in lots of different ways over many years, and then implementing this process and really recognizing what works for them in this process, they've been able to end up fully booked in their business too. So, and we can use this process regardless of what it is we're actually offering. Now, something I also help my clients to develop is a content strategy and plan and approach for their business that allows for their own sustainable creation of the content and the highest way of serving their community. Because this is the thing, right? We need to take into account you as the individual who is doing the serving, but we also have to take into account the unique community that is being served. So it's a relationship and a partnership, and we have to witness what is true for the community and also what is true for you. So when we're able to meet that beautiful sweet spot in terms of our content creation, we're able to place our attention in a way that has the highest impact for you and your community, which means that you can forget everything else, because otherwise what we'd all be doing is spending our life creating content, but not necessarily creating sales and serving our clients. So using these strategies, I have had so many of my clients actually having inquiries to work with them and clients signing up to work with them before even launching their programs. I am a really big fan of, before launching a new offer, and that might be an offer for the first time or a new offer in your business, validating that offer. And there are several and actually many different ways of doing that I teach my clients. And so that is how, through doing that, we're able to have people coming in before we even launch the offer. One of my clients was launching a new offer in her business, and she ended up having 18 people validate that offer before she even launched it. We've also had many examples, of course, of some of my clients who have not done any launches, and they have also been receiving client after client in their business. One of my clients grew her entire business without launching at all. Pretty incredible. And she built a 6-figure business doing just that. Many of my clients have found that after going through this process that I teach them in relation to launching their offer and validating their offer, then having clients just easily flowing in and asking about working with them and ultimately signing up to work with them without them actually doing anything. So many of my clients have actually been on holidays, which, as you all know, I think are amazing investments in our business, and without them doing anything, right? They haven't even been working on their business. And some people would say, well, I'm not connected to my business, so that means nothing can happen. But actually, you create space to receive. And we have so many examples of that happening. Going away for the weekend, going on a longer holiday, doing something completely unrelated in business, and then having amazing clients just easily flowing into their business in a way that leaves them just being in awe of how easy this can be. One of my clients had 6 clients signing up all at once. We had another client who had an opportunity that brings in $10,000 per month through one client fall into her lap. And it was so interesting with her example because she was focusing on bringing in another kind of client, but really aligning her energy in this really easeful way. And then she ended up attracting another kind of client, which ended up creating an even better approach for her in her business than she could have mentally thought up. And through that process, she's now actually landed on another approach to her business. So like another branch of her business that she totally wasn't aware of when we first started working together. And the beautiful thing is these opportunities have been in full support of this person's life because she ended up having things happening in her life that she completely did not have on her radar at the time. And so I want to just point this out because sometimes what we think our business is going to look like then ends up taking a bit of a pivot, and you can use with your mind, say something's going wrong here, or you can trust the process and the unfolding and find out in hindsight why you've been led in that way. It's always leading you to somewhere even more magical than your mind can come up with. We've also had one of our clients who was doing one-off sessions, finally deciding not to do one-off sessions anymore, and then having 3 clients signing up all at once for her longer programs. Something that I am a big proponent of with my clients, you've probably heard me talk about this before, is if you're offering one-off sessions with your community, unless you have an established and sizable community, this is usually not a sustainable way of approaching your business. And the reason for this is to sell one offer, regardless of the price, is the same amount of effort that goes into it, regardless of whether it's a one-off coaching session or a coaching program or a group program. Now, many of you think if I just charge less or if I sell something that's at a lower price point, then that's going to make it easier for me. But actually, it's not the case. And I have seen this time and time again. So it's really beautiful when we finally make changes in our business and then we have this immediate confirmation that it's working. But I have to also acknowledge that that's not always the case. You will try things and sometimes it won't work out the first time. Sometimes it won't work out the second time. Does that mean that there's something going wrong here? Does that mean that you shouldn't move forward with what you're doing? Sometimes it means that we need to pivot slightly, but other times it means, hey, we're just getting more and more solid on what we're actually offering here or how we're doing it or what my process is. And if you knew that in the 6th time you did that you were then going to land on the results that you wanted and the process that would create those results, would you keep doing it 6 times if you knew that ahead of time? Probably, but a lot of us are not trusting. So if it doesn't work out the first time or the second time in the way that your mind has decided it means that it's working out, then you give up and then you're never able to see that, hey, you just needed to go through these other processes of learning and discovering your process before you would actually see the results. But the results are coming, right? So we have to trust that they're happening. And so I want you to know that for many of my clients, it hasn't been the first time that they've seen results, right? Many of my clients come to me with years of being in their business and feeling like they're really not reaching the results that they know that is possible for them. And then we work out together how to create those results for them. Sometimes it happens immediately, other times it happens later down the track. But what I know as the coach supporting them is that those results are inevitable and they are coming. And my belief in my client is then what allows that person to step into their power into their future. And that is my job as a coach. Regardless of what is happening, I keep believing, because I know it's not about what we're seeing here. It's not about what you're doing. It's about trusting the process. And with that, you will always end up creating exactly what you want and more, right? It will be even better than what you thought you wanted. We also had one client who did a live event and she had over 100 people attend, and as a result of that, she had 70 requests for discovery calls following her event, which, as you can see, is a very high conversion rate. It was so incredible, and she ended up booking out her program. We've also had a number of our clients reach six figures, and one client I always smile of in particular, because when we first started working together, she really resisted the idea that she could build a $100,000 business. And I knew that, of course, she can build a $100,000 business. Every single person can. But she was really great at collecting the evidence and bringing it to me and telling me I can't do it for these reasons and these reasons and these reasons. And it was so wonderful to see her then pass the 100K mark and not even realize it. It was so amazing. One of my other clients who has also built a six-figure business is now scaling her business to multiple six figures. And the challenge that she has recently faced is that she's like, actually, the journey of building my business to six figures was such a roller coaster that it actually brought a lot of excitement to my business. And now it just feels kind of boring. And that was beautiful because I also witnessed this same journey within myself. Once I reached six figures, I was like, okay, so now I know I can do it. And so then my mind is like, let's look for other things to be worried about. And so it was this beautiful moment when I was worried in my bathroom about something in my business. And I was like, I don't need to worry about anything in my business ever. I didn't need to worry as I was building it, and I don't need to worry about it now. So everything that I'm doing here is optional and it's only hurting me. Why am I doing this? And then what happens is you really have to look to other areas of your life to bring that excitement. Of course, your business is exciting, but you're kind of used to it now. This is why I say, for so many of you who are at the early stages of your business, oh my gosh, I wish I could go back to the start of my business, because everything is new. It's so frightening, but it's also so exciting. It's so inspiring. It's like the first time you're trying all of these things, you're really stepping out, and there is this huge energy opening as a result. So I want you to know that in that first year of your business, you are winning no matter what happens, just by the very fact that you have said yes to starting a business. You have won. The results are inevitable. Do you know how many people want to start a business? Do you know how many people I have in my life who have been telling me literally from the moment I've started my business that I want to start a business too, and still have not started a business? Now, that is no judgment on those people. Everybody has their own reasons for that. But I want you to know that those people would be looking at you and saying, wow, you have done something so brave. And I remember when I started my business, I was so proud of myself. And I really did operate from an energy of, I have already won because I have gone out and done this. And that's why right from the beginning, I attracted a lot of people who wanted to have their own business, because those people really respected and appreciated what it took just to take those initial steps to get started. So I want you to recognize that you have taken a huge step. And if that's you and you've been thinking about starting a business for a long time, but you haven't yet started, I want you to know that the fact that you're even entertaining starting a business is also a very significant thing that you should be super proud of. Just know that I have never, ever regretted starting my business. I've never met anyone who has. Every single person will appreciate and respect and honor their decision to give it a try, because then they get to experience it rather than wondering for the rest of your life or for the next 5 years. And if you feel like, oh, it's too late to get started, just remember, every day you don't start is just more time that you're weighing up against you as to why you shouldn't get started. So why not just start today? Also, you're never too old to get started. Age is but a number. It means literally nothing. I never ask people their ages because I do not care. You are able to meet yourself in this moment and meet the desire that you have. If you have a desire to be in business, or if you have a desire to take your business to whatever it is, 100K, or launch a book, or like whatever it is, you deserve it because you want it. So let yourself have it by taking the next best step to bring about that. And it may be getting support, right? Take the next best step. You are worth it. Now, we've also had one of my clients right now is launching a group program, and she's doing it with such ease. It is so amazing to witness. Every time I speak to her, she's like, yeah, I've just had another person sign up, and she hasn't even launched the program yet. We are really playing with how can we do things with ease? What would actually be the most easy way of doing this? So many of you, and we've been taught that this is what creates a good business. It's all about the way it looks, right? We think if I have a big community, or if I have a slick website, or if I have an awesome funnel, or if I pay for Facebook advertising, then I'm going to have a successful business. But actually, all of these things mean nothing. Go back and listen to the last episode 140, if you haven't listened to it yet, which is all about save the day marketing. All of these things are great, like build a website because it's fun, because it's a creative exploration. Having a website or having a perfect website is not what creates clients for you. There are other things to be doing in your business that are going to have way more impact. And as an example of this, one of my clients who has had her 20K launch does not even have a website currently for her business, and she's still been able to have this 20K launch. So I want you to really think about this. We are all striving to perfectly implement all of the steps that we've learned from the experts to look like we have a successful business. But is that actually a success? Like, how many social media influencers and people with huge followings out there actually are bringing in money to support them? A lot of these people are only starting to earn money in their business, and very small amounts, because they've been focused on building a big community versus building a financially sustainable business that also serves. So what I hope to do, and what I love, and what I believe is my unique approach to business, is I am an example of someone who has a small, relatively small community, and I've been able to build a 6-figure business that is scaling to multiple 6 figures and to 7 figures. And it's got nothing to do with the size of my community. It's all about what I've been focused on building. I literally do not care what the size of my community is. I mean, if I wanted to have a bigger community, I could have paid to have, bots creating that for me, which is what many people have done out there on the online space. And I know many of people who are my friends who have done that, and they've got 10K and more followers, but they've paid to create that. I know that my community grows right now because I am using Facebook advertising. But the Facebook advertising is not going to create clients for me in the now. That is actually going to create clients for me in the future. And because I have money to spend in my business, I'm investing my money on that. And as a result, Facebook is going out and delivering my message to new audiences. And that is why my community is growing, right? It's not because I am doing anything else to try and grow the community. I really don't care what the number is, because I know that it does not It's not an indicator of my worth. It's not an indicator of how much money I make, and it's not an indicator of how I serve my community. And I really want to liberate all of you from this. We are obsessed with fame. How many of you see someone who has a big community and you think they're an amazing coach or an amazing healer because of that, and you see them as a celebrity, and so maybe you hold what that person says higher than what you say or what you see someone else say. They become the guru. We are literally obsessed as a culture on this topic, and I think it is really, really unhelpful. And so I always make sure when I'm following someone that I am not believing and consuming their content based on the size of their audience, but based on the way their message makes me feel and how it resonates for me. So just watch that, because if you are admiring people because of this like celebrity fame culture, then that is likely to be something that you're chasing, and it may actually be why you aren't creating a financially sustainable and fulfilling business for yourself. All right, everybody. So a couple more results. There's just so many here to mention. It's been so amazing. One of my clients has been doubling her revenue month on month, and another has had a consistent rise in her income for the last 13 months since working together, which is all because of how amazingly she's been trusting herself in her business. We've had teams being rolled out. We've had people being selected as finalists for coaching awards. We've had book launches, people writing books, and we've also had creating amazing financial results while working 2 to 4 hours a day in business. I am so incredibly proud of the unique businesses that each of the people that I have been working with have created. Every single person has created something so amazing, and there are so many more results to mention here. You know, like the things that we don't talk about in business, because we're facing so much of our mental fear, there is things like trauma that comes up from childhood. There are a lot of like subconscious programming that we have just adopted through childhood that we need to overcome. And I see time and time again, my clients moving forward and moving through that and finding and creating new pathways for themselves. And it's just so beautiful to witness. We also have so many examples of mothers out there who are showing up in their business in a way that is right for them. And I was just talking to one of my clients the other day who is a new mother, and she was talking about how, you know, she feels like she can't give as much to her business. And I was saying how what I have observed in my clients who are mothers is that after having the child, they've actually been way more focused in an intentional way in their business, and that has therefore created better results for themselves. And they actually are such an amazing example to everybody else on what's possible. For example, 2 of my clients have 2 children, are also building their business, and they have like a part-time job. And I look at them and the way that they're showing up for their business, and I am just like, you are amazing. Like, be so proud of yourself. And so I just want you to know that all of this is possible for every single one of you. And all of these people that I'm talking about have all faced mega resistance throughout the process. That's why I'm here to help them, right? I'm here to help them overcome the resistance and also to see a pathway that is easier and more aligned for them. And so if you're feeling resistance, nothing is wrong with you. You're in the right place and you can do it. You can do it in the way that is right for you, in the timing that's right for you. And all of these results are possible for you too. You deserve to be a business owner. You're in the right place. Keep trusting. I'm cheering you on. We all are. And let's make it easier by just putting ourselves in communities where we have other people around us who really understand what it is we're creating. So my beautiful friends, of course, there are so many more examples of results that my clients are creating. However, these are the results that are coming through in this moment and the little stories that I wanted to share with you all today. Know that you are in the perfect place to create whatever you want in your life. Focus on the journey and you will create those results. And if I can be of service to you in any way, if you would love to know how I can support you in your business journey, I invite you to complete my my business assessment form. I've created a little form over on Typeform. You can go to leticiaringe.com/assessment, and it asks a series of questions that will help you to gain clarity on where you're at in your business and where you want to be. And it will also help me to understand what's happening so that I can come back to you and let you know how I can support you in your business, what program is most appropriate for you based on where you're at and where you want to go. In addition, I'm doing something that I've not done before, and I'm actually opening up some one-off business coaching sessions. So they're 1-hour sessions. I never do this because, as you know, I love to work with people for longer periods of time so that we can create really amazing results together. However, for 2 weeks only, I am opening up my diary for one-off coaching sessions. Now, these are super powerful. I had a session with one of my clients this week, and we were able to immediately bring clarity to something that she's literally been spending months trying to figure out. And that's what happens when you've got someone who works with people every single day on the same topics that you're struggling with and knows what questions to ask you to bring about that clarity. So one session with me is going to work wonders in your business if you are finding that you need support in either solving a problem, knowing what to do next and what to focus your energy on, or taking those next steps towards a specific result or goal that you want to create in your business. In addition, I've also opened up my calendar for some human design in business readings. So I love human design. I am now a human design reader. It's something that I've been really loving immersing myself into over the years. And I love doing readings from a business perspective. So I will let you know what your human design chart says about how you best operate to thrive as a business owner, what your skills are, where you might need to focus on working on and overcoming. And these are incredibly illuminating, and they help you to craft a unique strategy for your beautiful business. So I'm going to pop the links to these sessions over in the show notes. And however, if you want to know about working with me on a more longer term basis, make sure you fill in the assessment, because then I can come back to you and let you know what program would be most appropriate for you all. All right, my beautiful friends, I'm so excited to chat with you all again soon, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Hey, if you're ready to create your very own purpose-driven business too, I invite you to check out my online program, Create Your Beautiful Biz. You'll learn how to create a business that allows you to make your difference and thrive. Just head over to www.leticiaringe.com/CYBB. Let's make creating a business beautiful. I'll see you there.